All right. Here we go. Mike's Unleashed. We want to thank everybody for tuning in to Mike's Unleashed right here. This is our initial first broadcast right here. We want to tell you that we got two brothers right here that just have opinions about what's going on in the world. We're going to be hitting on different topics, whatever's going on, whatever's hot, whatever we feel that everyone needs to know about it. All we want everybody to know and understand that these are our opinions only, and we just felt like, we just need to sit out here and just share it with anybody that's out there who may feel like they got the same opinion, or they may want to be looking for an outlet to address and see if they agree or disagree with what we have to say. My name is Demega. We got Hawk here. So
What's up?
if you
What's
don't
up?
know right now, this is Mike's Unleashed. Turn my
I
mic
haven't
up.
read about it. What are your thoughts on Deshaun Watson coming back?
Yo, Deshaun Watson. So he comes back this week, right? So he
Mm-hmm.
served his 11-game suspension. All right.
All right.
And I
All
heard he
right.
gave his first interview today and everything like that. And he tried to keep it all about, the game, about him turning back,
Okay.
coming back to the team and everything like that. I'm I'm all for it. Like,
Mm.
listen,
Okay.
this man, this man was not charged with a actual crime, right? No crime was put against him. However,
Okay.
this man served a punishment that was set down from the league, his, who he works for, his employer.
All
Do
right.
I think 11 games were, steep? I kind of think that was kind of steep because the man missed
Okay.
the whole 2021 season, right? He was
He
dealing
did.
with
He
this.
did. He
He,
did.
he was dealing with it. So then you turn around and you get he got tired of Houston. He got tired
Mm-hmm.
of Houston. So here it is. He wants to be traded. Now he's traded. Now he's in Cleveland. All right.
All right.
We'll
All
go
right.
there. I want to back up just a second, if I can.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. We
This
got
happened
time.
in Houston, right? This happened in
In
Houston,
Houston.
right?
It happened in Houston.
I
I'm
find it
listening.
I find it very, very interesting that Deshaun Watson, all through college, all through
Mm-hmm.
his pro careers, there's
Okay.
never been anything mentioned about this man's character ever.
All
However,
right.
however, as soon as this man states that he doesn't want to play for this organization no more, a woman comes out and said, "Oh, I didn't like the way he was treating me when I got a massage." Then another one comes out, and the
Okay.
floodgates open. To
All right.
me, to me, I I sort of think like, conspiracy theory, or what's going on with that? Because if he's sat there and didn't say anything and was continue and didn't say anything about the Houston Texans or about wanting to
Okay.
leave, do you believe that these lawsuits will still come to fruition? I'm gonna let you answer that.
All right, so automatically you ruffled some feathers there, I'm sure, with some people. So I'm just letting you know. So I'm gonna play devil's advocate on this, and
Let me
kind of
hear it.
give
Let
you
me hear
my
it.
opinion on it because I sat and thought about this a little bit, right? Not a
Okay.
little bit. I sat and thought about it a lot over, probably last 24 hours, just thinking about it, how to address it, right? Initially, I thought the same thing, right? A lot of these people that came forward, they didn't come forward till he was getting ready to leave, right? You heard about the first lady. She didn't come
Mm-hmm.
forward. And you had initially, I think it was 24 women come forward.
24.
24 is a large number. I mean, that's a large number, bro. And
24
when
is
these
24 is
20,
a lot. Not going to
that
deny
is a
that.
lot.
24 is a lot.
That is a lot. So when they came forward, I kind of said, okay, well, why did all these women come forward now? Well, could it possibly be because they only got the strength to come forward? Now, it only takes a spark to start a fire, right? And maybe that one person that came forward gave them enough strength to say, okay, let's all come forward. And that conspiracy theory may not have been that. It just may have been these women having the strength to do it because one woman started the fire that needed to be started. Now, the only thing a thing that I do have a problem with that I kind of looked at is settling. With all these women settling before it even goes to court, in society, when you settle, that either means you're guilty or that means you were chasing the money, right? And people just
Settlements
settle.
automatically think that you're guilty. That's
You're
because you're
guilty.
settling,
Exactly.
and
So
I
he
don't, and I
settled.
don't agree with that.
I don't agree, but he settled to get it out the media, right? Potentially. I don't know why he settled. Maybe it was the easy route. Or, or like we said, these women could have been chasing money. But the thing that still stood is there's one person that hasn't settled. And that one person that has not settled is the initial lady that came forward. She says she'd rather see her day in court than to settle. So that's pretty powerful. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to take it back a little. If I think
Bring it back.
if all these women did not settle, right, and they all
Mhm.
came united, and they got all 24 of them got seats on the 50-yard line that said I was sexually harassed or violated by Deshaun Watson. That speaks a lot more powerful than settling. You understand what I'm saying? So
I
if
think it does. I think it
and
would.
that's kind of where I'm at with it. But since they settled, you lose your right to really talk about it because you settled. So
Yeah,
he goes back to work. So instead of all these people complain about it, if 23 of them settled, silence it will be. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're
And it
saying.
is what it is.
Let me just go off that point that you just said. So the very first woman is the one who hasn't settled, right?
Correct.
Now, could
That's what they're saying.
that's what they're saying. Okay, so could have something more than what the court has let on have happened between this one individual? Could have been,
Could
could
have
have been.
been.
Don't know. However, what I will go is with the facts here. If something criminally was done, he would have
Hmm.
been brought up on criminal charges.
I
He
agree
has
with that.
not been filed and brought up on criminal charges. How many? Was it two grand juries looked at this and said that they couldn't find anything to charge this man with? So
Uh-huh.
therefore, now if we talking, Mike and Leach, let's get real. They'll find any reason to lock up a black man or
They
whatever, right?
will. That is
They will,
facts.
right? That's
That is
facts. So if
facts.
you're saying that you've brought these cases up between a criminal court and they didn't find anything to pursue and press charges, I'm going to say that holds a little bit of weight too.
It does.
Now,
It
the
does.
the very
But
first
listen to what
woman,
you're saying. Listen to what you're saying, right? The average black man, he is not the average black man. He has the power of an organization, a huge football NFL organization behind him. So he's not the average mega, the average hawk. You feel what I'm saying?
he's not the average, but I would think this happened with the organization that he was asking to be traded from, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So it goes back to the point I made earlier. Before you requested a trade, because everyone was trying to leave Houston, right? JJ Watt wanted to leave, D Hop
Hmm.
left, and everything. He said, "Hey, I want to leave." Now, all of a sudden, when your star quarterback, I mean, let's be real, Deshaun Watson was putting up numbers,
He
but when your
was.
star quarterback requests to leave your organization, do you just want to sit up here and just trade him and let him go? Or do you want to
Hmm.
say, do you want to find a little bit more to sit up here and damage this man's reputation?
But
I
what do they
believe that,
have from what would they get from that, right? If they damage him, right? How they don't get the first round draft picks and all that. I don't really know what they win for damaging him. You know,
well,
that's the thing.
if he doesn't want to play for me, then he's not going to play for anyone else.
Oh, so
Okay?
you're going with mega conspiracy right here.
I'm not saying mega, but hey, that is the name, right?
Oh,
I'm
that's the
saying if you
name.
don't want to play for me, you may not play for anybody else.
Okay,
I'm
that has
looking at
happened
it just
before.
from that standpoint, right?
Okay,
It's
okay,
very honest. I'm not saying that nothing didn't happen at all with these 23, 24 women. I'm not saying that. I was not there. I don't know. All I've done is I've read a few of the documents and I've seen that, but I've also seen that no criminal
none were
charges were filed.
correct. None were
So
filed.
therefore, they feel as if not enough or anything criminally was done. So therefore, this man should be allowed to play football. Going back
Correct.
into where we're saying he is now served his 11-game suspension. Now, this is where you get into the okay, who's right, who's wrong. This man, this case was put in front of the judge, right? The
Yes, it was.
female judge for the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
She initially said 6 games, but
Mm-hmm.
there was an uproar behind 6 games. Oh, that's not enough. He should be done. He should be done for the entire year. Is
Okay.
that fair? When you have a female judge who looked over thousands of documents, she came and looked at the system and said, "All right, something was done wrong. He damaged the shield. We know they say the shield is their brand. He damaged the
Correct.
image of the shield. So let's punish him." And they punished him by 6 games.
Okay.
But what happens next?
It
You get
wasn't enough.
it wasn't enough. Why wasn't it enough? To answer me that, Hawk. Why was not 6 games enough that they then tried to go a full season? What
Well, if you
what are you
okay,
going to
so
accomplish?
the NFL has an image to protect, right? There are tons of female NFL fans. Maybe not as many as men, but there are a ton of female fans. To totally turn a blind eye on the 24 women and say, "Ah, well, there's no evidence. Ah, he clear to go," is a disservice to them. So they had to do more. I get that, right? Was it right? Not necessarily right, because he was found on no charges. Was it right? I never think it's right to get double jeopardy. You're found
Mm-hmm.
innocent by the judicial system, and then you're found guilty and punished by the NFL, which is his own private entity. To me, that's
Exactly.
always a double jeopardy thing. I don't necessarily think that's correct, but I have to say, I do always, I tell you this all the time, where there's smoke, there's fire. I do believe there was smoke, there was fire there somewhere. And it'll be interesting to see what happens when this other lady speaks. Why didn't she settle? Right? It may come out to be more, right? And then it may come out to be something just terrible. And then we'll sit back and say, oh, well, damn, he did. We glad we gave him more than, 11, more than 6 games. You know what I'm saying? So there's always more to it. The punishment, because there's no information that really we know of, or how guilty he is, or what really happened, I can't say that 6 games really fit the crime, because he was found innocent. So I get
So are
where you're
you
coming from.
4-6? Were you 4-6 or were you 4-11? Which one? Which one did you feel
Well,
was
my honest
was
answer
good?
is, when he didn't do anything wrong and the jury system found him wrong, I thought he shouldn't have been punished at all, because he
Thank you.
didn't get found guilty on anything, right?
Thank you.
But
Yes.
in my mind, I just have a feeling that it's more than what we know. And so just because somebody can't prove you did it doesn't mean you didn't do it.
Oh, so you want to go
That's
back and you want to throw the OJ analogy in it, huh? Okay,
Hey, if the
we'll just
glove
leave
don't
that
fit, you
there.
must have
We'll
quit.
we'll,
You feel
we'll,
what I'm
we'll
saying?
leave that
Hey,
alone. Okay,
hey,
okay. You
it's
want to
the
use
truth.
you want to use that.
It got
I
OJ
don't think.
off, so it's working for Deshaun. What?
But here, I think the issue that comes up with Deshaun is that maybe they wanted to settle. Maybe those settled. You know, why did they settle? Maybe because they saw how much money he got in that
Could have been.
contract, right?
Could have been. I
Now,
always have a
I
problem
think
with settling. I'll tell you that from the get go. Like, I'm a believer in this. If you didn't do it, never settle and say, I did, I did it. Or never, if you didn't do it, go to your grave saying you didn't do it.
do you.
That's
I
my
mean, can you
belief.
say that with everything though? So you would never settle with in a case?
If I
And I
didn't
don't
do
want
it,
to go
for
off
me,
topic,
for me
but
on principle,
this is on principle. You would say
for
you would
me,
never settle if you know that
I
you
would
didn't
never.
do it.
If
You
I
would
didn't do
never
it, I
settle.
give a damn, come hell and high water. I'm gonna say I ain't do that shit.
So you
I don't
would
care
stand on
what it
those
is.
grounds if it
I would
came to you
stand on.
settling or
I would
going to
stand on
jail,
my ground.
serving. And if
Well,
you
I would
get
go to
caught,
court. I would go to court.
oh yeah, you go to court. But if you
I
go
would
to
go to
court
court.
and get found guilty of
I
something
take
that
my
you know you didn't do,
sometimes.
you would take this.
Sometimes
You
it's
would take the
principle.
service.
Sometimes it's principle, right? If a person, well, a lot of times we're talking about women crimes. If a woman said you sexually assaulted her, and you
Mm-hmm.
said, okay, I'm gonna settle out of court. Well, you know what? You still look like you sexually assaulted her. Period. It doesn't matter if you settle. So instead of me taking that black stain or that asterisk on my name, I'm gonna go to court with it, and I'm gonna prove I did on principle alone. Because when you didn't do it and you're justly innocent, take your chance, man. That's
So
my opinion.
you, as a black man, want to put your faith in the judicial system. That's going to clearly be another topic that we need to,
We
Mike
gonna talk
Leach.
about it. We will
We
definitely talk
clearly need
about.
to do that.
We could
We
talk
clearly
about the
need to do
jiu-jitsu. We're
that.
gonna come back to that one. We're gonna come back to
We'll
that. But
definitely
on
come back to that
principle,
one.
you hear Hawk saying it right now. On principle, I ain't do that shit. That's on principle. That's
All
what's
right,
up.
I'll let you go on that right there. I'll still just say, hey, I'm glad the man is back. I'm glad that
Okay.
he's finally back on the field. He'll be able to show what he can do. Now, we have not seen this man for 20, what was it, almost 2 years, right?
2
2020 was the last
years.
time this man
2
played.
years.
I don't expect him to come out and be a superstar immediately, right?
Okay.
It's going to take him a while to get his legs under him. But I'm glad to see the man finally get another opportunity.
Okay.
and to get out on the field, that he didn't sit up here and we didn't lose a great talent like that. That's
Okay.
that's how
I'm
I
with
feel.
that. I'm with that. Look, he deserves the right to play, right? He deserves it. It's a privilege for him to play. So I hope he maximizes his opportunities and doesn't make these mistakes again.
I
That's what
agree.
I
I agree.
truly
He
hope.
definitely should not make these mistakes. Whatever was done, whatever, however he made a woman feel, a certain type of
A
way.
woman,
Hope
a
he learns
woman.
from that.
You use a singular term right there. You said a um
The,
24.
okay.
24.
Okay. I mean, the man
Let's
needs to
not
learn
minimize it.
how to talk to women, and how to address
Let's not
women.
minimize it.
Okay.
Let's not minimize
Yeah.
it.
So I mean, clearly, there's a situation that happened, but I'm glad to see that the brother is back and allowed to play football again. I think it is definitely, something that he loves to do. And I think, the sport, really, appreciates his talent. And he can take this. And I'm sure that he's going to learn, from this whole endeavor and everything that happened. And he's not, I'm hoping, because I can't speak for nobody, hoping this man doesn't make
All
this
right.
mistake again. All right. That's
Well, then
that's
look, that's what
that's
it's
my
going to
opinion.
be. We're going to wrap that topic up. And then, we'll, again, this is something I think we agree on it. But if we don't, we're going to agree to disagree and we're going to keep it moving.
Agree to agree to disagree. We're gonna turn my mic up. Next
This is
topic.
an
What we gonna
interesting
hit on
topic right
next?
here.